Hi, this is Tom Hess, and I'm glad that you've come here to check out this video to learn more about jobs in guitar teaching. Now, I'm going to assume that you're probably looking for two main things out of this video. The first thing is you're probably looking for more opportunities or more places where you can actually find jobs teaching guitar. And then the second thing, which I'm going to assume that you're looking for, is ways in which you can be certain that once you apply for a job teaching guitar or interview for one, that in fact you will be the one hired over someone else. So it's that second area that I want to help you with today to make sure that once you apply for a job teaching or you go on an interview or you send in your resume, that it becomes very clear to whoever is doing the hiring that you are not only the best option, you are the only option which they would even realistically consider. And I have some very, very powerful advice I'm going to give you right now that's going to help you to do that. First of all, when you apply or build your resume or do an interview for a guitar teaching job, you need to look at the whole situation from, not from your point of view, but from the point of view of the person who's going to be hiring you, either the music school director or the music store owner or the guitar shop manager or whatever the case may be. So let me first define for you what some of the two biggest problems are that they have and what they're going to be looking for most when hiring a guitar teacher. Now, I know these things because I used to be a manager of a couple of guitar stores for a number of years back in the 1990s, and I've also taught not only private lessons at many music shops in the past but also on the college level, so I have a very good understanding of what their problems are and what they're going to be looking for in hiring you. First of all, their core problem is finding guitar teachers who are reliable, who are consistent, and who are committed. As hard to believe as this is, not all guitar teachers are those things. They're not committed, they're not reliable, they're not dependable. So you need to communicate right away in the interview process, in the resume, in the application, whatever it is, you need to communicate to them that you are those things. Even if you are naturally those things, if you don't communicate it clearly and up front, you're not helping yourself, okay? Because most of the guitar teachers are not going to be communicating those things. So when you do, you're immediately going to have an edge, immediately. Now the other problem they have, and this is perhaps much bigger from their point of view, is that most guitar teachers don't do a good job in retaining the students that they have for a long period of time. Now, why is this a problem? Well, from the student's perspective, we already know why this is a problem, because if they're quitting after 6 months or after a year, it means that they probably didn't achieve the goal that they came to you to get, right? Okay, so as a teacher, we care about that issue, but as a director of a music school or a manager of a guitar store, they may not even care about the student's point of view, unfortunately. The reality is, what they care about is this. If they bring in 50 new students a year, and you have 30 students a year quitting, then what does that mean? It means the music store only grew, or the music school only grew by 20 new students net. 50 coming in, 30 going out, only leaves a positive gain of 20 for that whole year. That is extremely frustrating for music school directors as well as music store owners. What they want is to have 50 new students coming in and maybe 3 or 4 or maybe 5 going out. Now they have a net gain of 45 new students coming in, and as you can imagine, all those 45 students paying all that money every week or every month, that adds up to an enormous amount of money, not only for the teachers but also for the music school or guitar shop. So that's what's going to be a key thing in their mind. How well are you going to be committed and have it as a big priority to retain students that you have? Because your level of commitment to that is going to have a direct and extreme influence on the bank account of that music school or that guitar shop or whatever. So you may already be committed to that, just like I think most teachers are probably committed to. That's a goal that they have, they're just not very good at it. But here's the part that's key, okay? Really pay attention to this. when guitar teachers apply for guitar teaching jobs, they almost never even discuss that issue in the interview. They almost never discuss that issue on their resume. On the resume, they talk about, well, I've been teaching for this number of years, and I teach this style and that style, and I have experience doing this, and maybe I have a degree in something over here. That's just telling the manager or the director what you've done or what your experience is. That doesn't tell them what they want to know. What they want to know is, how long are you going to keep your students and help them? Because as a director, I'm going to want to know, if I'm the one hiring you or interviewing you, I'm going to want to know, how much money am I going to lose by hiring you instead of hiring somebody else? Now, if you come right from the resume and in the interview telling me right away that this is a big priority for you, and you understand from their point of view why it's a priority, you've now made a connection that probably, I'm going to bet, 99.9% of teachers they will ever interview in their whole life will not come out of the gate talking about that issue, which is key to them. They're going to talk about how they went to school here and took lessons from this guy and had this experience. That's what everyone's going to do. You're going to put yourself at the top of the list when you show them that you understand what their challenges and problems are, and that you're committed to solving those problems and helping them reach their objectives, because what's good for them is good for you, and what's good for you is good for your students. So if you want to be the front runner, that's what you have to do. Okay, now once you get hired, and you probably very certainly will if you do this, once you get hired, you actually have to follow through, right? I mean, if you want to keep that job and if you want to make more money, you're going to need to be able to really follow through with retaining those students and being effective as a guitar teacher and helping those students reach their goals. Okay? It's one thing to be committed to it. It's another thing to say you're going to do it. It's an entirely different thing to actually do it. Okay? I have some free, did I say free? Yeah, I said free. Free online resources that are going to help you in those areas, plus all kinds of other things that we don't have time to talk about in this particular video. Things that are going to help you not only with your guitar teaching skills, not only with your ability to motivate and encourage your students and keep them committed, but also in your ability to get more referrals, to make a whole lot more money from the lessons and classes that you're teaching, and how to set up group classes so that you can make lots and lots of money. So come to my website. I've got some free online resources which are going to help you with the specific issues that we were just talking about, as well as a bunch of other issues which we haven't talked about and you may not even have considered before. But they're really going to help you to be able to be much more effective as a teacher and to make a whole lot more money than you are now along the way. So what I'm going to advise you to do is start with the free online assessments, which are going to help you define some strengths and weaknesses and also get some clarity about some other things. And then when you answer these questions, I'm going to give you some very specific feedback via email, which you can use and implement right away to get your skills at a much higher level and to help you get more out of everything that you're already doing. After you do that, I'll also give you access to some very special video stuff, which is going to go into some specific details about guitar teaching business models, which are going to help you to expand in the ways that you're teaching right now, not only in terms of your effectiveness, but it's also going to help you to make a whole lot more money.